Happy Trade War Wednesday. Or it would be, if it were not for a Tariffs Truce Tuesday. While I enjoyed Trump's first month back in office, with the highlights being the long overdue endorsement of the Lumpy tribe for federal recognition, the action against illegal immigration, the order to declassify the assassinations of JFK, RFK, and MLK, pardoning January 6 protesters, freeing Ross, and the reversal of pretty much every one of Biden's executive orders. Live by the EO, die by the EO. What else can I say? With such a fiery start, February was hyped to fire off a continental trade war only for nothing to happen. Do I see the strategy in a two-front trade war? No. But, like a buddy starts a bar brawl, you don't tell everyone to stop and use I feel statements. You start swinging and focus on winning. And what did we win coming out of this weekend? Not much in the immediate future. The red meat for the conservative base, the rather favorable coverage from liberal media, and the willingness of President Chyna and Prime Minister Trudeau to engage in this political theater because they would agree to boost border security in the past, are rather poor consolation prizes. Simply put, we could have shaken down our friends and neighbors for more. Last year, Mexico received an estimated $65 billion in remittances, which is money that leaves our economy. Vice President Vance proposed a 10% tax on remittances. I say build them higher until they agree to a policy which prevents auto parts from border hopping prior to final assembly. Did it for Canada, but instead of threatening remittances, threatened the food supply. Geography has blessed our northern neighbors with a shorter growing season. It would be a shame if the supply of out-of-season vegetables could not keep up with the demand, especially as the use of food banks increased. However, we should still play nice with Alberta for their tar sands. Perhaps the real victories will be achieved quietly in negotiations leading up to next year's Camas renewal. Or perhaps it will just be a cosmetic change, just like Camas is basically NAFTA. Of course, we have to address a panda in the room.
China now!
3 tariffs were levied, but only one stuck. The overly optimistic view of this political theater is that what if this isn't the first act of a NAFTA 3.0, but rather a TPP 2.0, but without the controversial elements which everyone hated. Happy belated Chinese New Year, by the way. For those who preserve their sanity by staying out of politics, NAFTA stands for the North American Free Trade Agreement, which Trump replaced in his first term with CAMAS, the Canadian-Mexico-US Agreement. However, it did not fundamentally change from the first agreement, so that's why many of us mockingly call it NAFTA 2.0. The TPP stands for the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which was supported by Clinton until Trump rallied against it. It was deeply flawed, however it had one good premise: a trading bloc which excluded China, our true rival. We can counter our other rivals in the European Union and Russia by withdrawing from NATO. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization's purpose died with the Soviet Union, not to mention it will save us a good deal of money. Let the subcontinent tear itself apart on their addiction to white-on-white violence. We can blunt Brazil's influence on the rest of South America by inviting Argentina into our No Chinese Allowed club. President Milei has signaled that he's particularly friendly to Trump. However, he inherited massive inflation and exuberant ways from the previous regime. This is a slow burn at best. India would be our next rival if they were not busy shooting themselves in their own foot in regards to lackluster infrastructure and bureaucratic burden. Until then, we should continue our brain drain program, which are H-1B visas, but approach it with caution. Industries which simultaneously lay off Americans while hiring Indian replacements will anger the Americans born here, and the anger will be turned towards the talent which we're trying to attract. Mini rant. No one cares that H-1B visas are the minority workforce, just like no one cares about the overall benefit to the general economy or some abstract opportunity to be productive elsewhere. The visible hand of the market might as well be holding a middle finger. To those Americans who are replaced by a foreigner, the company bottom line becomes a personal attack, especially for those drowned in student debt. Do I believe that college students are ultimately responsible for their own debt? Yes. If one is smart enough to attend college, and certainly one is smart enough to understand the solvent nature of student loans. The only such as being are those who are pressured by their parents to sign these loans while being minors. However, do I believe that hiring managers and the human resource lackeys are underqualified with an overinflated sense of importance for instituting these expensive degree requirements, posting ghost jobs, and wasting time with candidates in multi-round interviews when they were going to be hiring internally or overseas anyway? A resounding yes. Ran over. Pardon that tangent, and thank you kindly for watching my series of rants. I'll promise to be more zen for my next video. This is Minority Report, signing what do you mean we're gonna take over Gaza? Ah, good Lord in heaven. Since when did Make America Great Again mean being Israel's biggest simp? We need to deport Jared Kushner.